Welcome you all. In this session of fuel cell, we'll see what is meant by fuel cell, how the fuel cell are finding its application in today's life, and also we find what is the working principle of fuel cell. What is fuel cell? A fuel cell is a cell which converts chemical energy into electricity. So it is also a electrochemical device for the continuous conversion of portion of free energy change in a chemical reaction to the electrical energy. It is are they same like a battery? Right. Next question comes to our mind: whether the fuel cell and batteries are the same? No, they are not the same. In case of battery, it operates with the continuous replacement of the fuel, right? And the oxidant at active electrode area and does not require recharging. So the fuel cell are different from most batteries, right? Other than the which is flowing, so flow batteries. So here the chemical energy usually comes from the metal and their ions or oxides. The fuel cell can produce electricity continuously for a long as fuel and oxygen are supplied. There are many types of fuel cell that consist of anode and cathode. In the electrostatic precipitator also we have discussed earlier. It is similar, right? It is we are having a positive charged and negative charge to if you can remember where we have discussed the electrostatic precipitator, when the flue gas flowing through is attracted by the plate which is been charged and one more plate to allow it to discharge and dump. In similar way, here also actually it comes from the principle of a electrolyte. There are, I should have an anode and cathode which allows the ion and often positively charged we have, right? At the anode, a catalyst causes the fuel to undergo oxidation reaction and that generate ions and electrons. The ions move from anode to cathode through the electrolyte. So electrolyte is a solution from where the ions moves from the anode to cathode. At the same time, electrons flow from the anode to cathode to the external circuit, producing direct current. So we have got two concepts in electricity. One is the direct current, that is called as a DC, and one more is called as a alternate current, that is called as a AC. So the batteries, fuel cells are an example for direct current. The electricity what we are getting in our home, right, or the grid, they are all alternate current. At the cathode, another catalyst causes ions, electrons, oxygen to react, forming water and possibly other products. Here, let us see what are the classification of fuel cell. Before describing the different type of fuel cell, it is necessary to have some method of classification of various type of fuel cell, which are either in existence or being invented. Several methods of classification of fuel cell have appeared in the literature. So it is one of the difficulty in arriving at a systematic classification is the several operational variable exist. Still, we'll define the classification on exchange of membrane, molten carbonate, solid oxide, alkaline, phosphoric acid fuel cell, and some fuel cell are based on fuel and oxidant, and they are categorized as hydrogen oxygen, ammonia air, hydrogen oxygen, and hydrocarbon. Right? So many classification also defined on the basis of its generation of the power, and sometimes it is also classified on temperature basis, whether it is a low temperature, medium temperature, or high temperature. For example, for low temperature, it is between 25 to 100 degrees centigrade. For medium temperature, it is 100 to 500 degrees centigrade. For high temperature, it is 500 to 1000 degrees centigrade. And at very high temperature, it is above 1000 degrees centigrade has been considered. Another method would according to the type of electrolyte, that is whether it is aqueous, non-aqueous, molten or solid. One could also classify fuel cell on the physical state of the fuel, that is whether it is a gas, hydrogen, it is a liquid, whether it is it may be alcohol, hydrogen, higher hydrocarbons. In the solid, it is a metals. So other types are, we can tell, that is a polymer electrolyte membrane, it is a solid oxide fuel cell, it is a direct methanol fuel cell, proton exchange membrane fuel cell, molten carbonate fuel cell, alkaline fuel cell, phosphoric acid fuel cell, and microbial fuel cell. How does the fuel cell works? So, to understand how is the fuel cell works, the purpose of the fuel cell is to produce electrical current that can be directed outside the cell to do work, such as powering an electric motor or illuminating a light bulb or a city. Because of the way electricity behaves, this current returns to the fuel cell, completing an electrical circuit. The chemical reactions that produce this current are key how a fuel cell works. There are several kinds of fuel cells and each operate bit differently. But in general terms, hydrogen atom enter the fuel cell at the anode, where a chemical reaction strips them of their electrons. The hydrogen atom are now ionized and carry positive electrical charge. The negatively charged electron provide the current through wire to do work. The AC or the alternating current is needed. The DC output of the fuel cell must be routed through conversion device that is called as an inverter. So whenever the power supply in your house goes out and you are working on the inverter, you might have noticed change in the frequency of your fan, or there may be little bit change in the sound in your appliance if it is a fan, right? Even in the tube lights. So there will be little bit change in the frequency of AC and DC outputs. The thermodynamic of a fuel cell. The thermodynamic is the study of energy changing from one form to another. Many predictions can be made using thermodynamic equation, and these are essential for understanding fuel cell and electrolyzer performance, because these devices transform chemical energy into electrical energy or vice versa. So studying these concepts allows the scientist or engineer to predict the state of the fuel cell, such as voltage, temperature, pressure, the amount of hydrogen, oxygen, water in an electrolyzer or fuel cell system. Some concepts need to be defined to understand the thermodynamic analysis, such as absolute enthalpy, specific heat, entropy, and Gibbs free energy. These are the important properties or important parameters that has been taken care while talking about the thermodynamic fuel cells. So, what is meant by absolute enthalpy and enthalpy? The absolute enthalpy includes both chemical and sensible thermal energy. So, it includes both the things. While the chemical energy or enthalpy is associated with the energy of the chemical bonds and sensible thermal energy. That is, it is a difference between given and a reference state. Next one is specific heat. This is another property which is very important to study a fuel cell and electrolyzer, are the specific heat. So, which are useful when using the ideal gas model. Specific heat is a measure of amount of heat energy required to increase the temperature by 1 degree centigrade. So, generally we give the notation C, right? The specific heat can be Cp or Cv. The specific heat, if it is with the constant heat, we refer that as a Cp with the notation, and with the constant volume, we generally give Cv, right? And this is a notation we are using in thermodynamics, but in here, when it is spoken about the fuel cell, right? So we generally give a notation C. Entropy. So we know that what is entropy? Entropy is nothing but the disorder in the system, right? And it is a measure of the quantity of heat that shows possibility of conversion into work. Gibbs free energy, right? The Gibbs free energy is amount of useful work that can be obtained from the isobaric system when the system changes from one state to another. So, if I have to see certain applications, right, where do you find the advantages of the fuel cell is it is very high conversion efficiency, as it is having 70% have been observed, since it is a direct conversion process and does not involve a thermal process. In the conventional thermal process for generating electricity, heat energy produced by combustion of the fuel is converted partially into mechanical energy in a steam turbine and into electricity by means of generator. Therefore, the efficiency of heat engine is limited by operating temperature, and in the modern steam, when we have spoken about the thermal power station, the modern steam electric power plant, 40% of heat energy of the fuel is converted into electrical energy. The fuel cell, on the other hand, are not heat engines and are not subjected to their temperature limitations. The second advantage is that the fuel cell can be installed near to the user point, so that what we have general difficulty of the drop or the power factor, that can be eliminated. The third one is they have few mechanical components, hence they operate fairly quiet without any sounds and require little attention and less maintenance. Atmospheric pollution is small if a primary energy source is hydrogen and only waste product is a water. And the next important advantage is there is no requirement of large volume of cooling water, which is otherwise required in the power station, right? We have seen that without water, a cooling tower also, right, in the condenser for phase changing also we want the water other than the main power generation. And as the fuel cell do not make noise, they are readily accepted by residential areas. The fuel cell takes little time to go into operation. The space requirement for the fuel cell power plant is considered to be very less compared to the conventional thermal power plants. The disadvantage is that its initial cost is high and low service life.